Next in sports, K-State looking for a new head football coach.
And apparently they already have a few people in mind to replace Ron Prince.
KWCH 12 Eyewitness Sports.
On one hand, K-State fans are just glad to have it done. They had grown tired of Ron Prince's act, but the question now, and it's a huge question, what direction does K-State go from here? The fact is, they have a retiring president, and bringing in a new coach before you bring in a new president can scare away some pretty good candidates. That's if you believe there are good candidates to come to K-State. The Cats do have one very strong ace in the hole, and that's Bill Snyder. Put him at the front edge of a search, and you can probably get a lot of takers, at least a lot of interest. I would imagine that's the hope of Athletic Director Bob Kraus as they move forward.
I think there's a plan in place, and there's some consultation I want to have with some individuals. It's coming down to a point where you start with a list of folks that you think have the ability to lead the program and accomplish the things we need to accomplish. And from that point, we move forward. I'd like to have a new coach hired before the end of the season.
Which makes for some interesting timing, considering that there is a season going on and that it can be awfully tough to carry out a search when potential candidates are working. Then there's Prince saying all the right things today through a tight lip of what must be profound disappointment.
And develop players. We're going to continue to practice and train to accomplish what we need to accomplish, which is being bowl eligible, or what we can still accomplish. Really, that was the message, and I wanted to make sure that they understood that keeping our focus on Missouri is ultimately most important, and then I was going to try to do everything I could to make sure that the focus stayed on the team and our preparation for Missouri as much as possible.
And, in fact, the Cats do travel to nationally ranked Missouri on Saturday. This was obviously huge news through Manhattan and the Wildcat Nation. Fans had become very uneasy with the manner in which the Cats were losing games, and they had been very vocal, increasingly vocal, in their displeasure. Brian Holmgren is in Manhattan. Brian?
Bruce, the news started to hit here in Aggieville about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and within an hour or two, pretty much everybody we talked to was in the know. The news spreading like wildfire, especially down here in Aggieville, where people are still a little bit surprised, a little bit shocked, but at the same time, mostly positive about the news that Ron Prince's reign of terror has come to an end.
I thought it was going to be a good hire right at the beginning, and then everybody was real happy about it, and then once he got here, everybody just turned against him, and it didn't take too long for everybody to turn against him, the student body and everybody even talking about it.
People are just generally dissatisfied with him, and I'm not sure it's entirely his fault. I mean, you know, circumstances and that kind of thing.
Really, I think it's fair because he's been here long enough, and I think, you know, he should have brought in a better recruiting class, and he just hasn't done enough with the program yet. So I do think it's fair, and I hope maybe we get somebody better.
And again, we've talked to a lot of people out here, mostly positive reactions, a few with kind of mixed feelings, wondering if maybe K-State pulled the trigger just a little bit too soon. Have not talked to anybody, though, that has been sad to see Ron Prince go. We'll continue to patrol the streets down here, though, come up with more reactions, and get back to you tonight at 10 o'clock. Bruce?
All right, Brian, the byproduct of a very important thing to K-Staters, the football program. When Cash Beecham was let go as